Welcome back to Swing Fit Wealth. Today we are talking about the healthiest high yield funds of the week. And as always, we are using YieldCanary, the smartest way to track your high yield funds, to give us some data here. So we are in the YieldCanary platform here, and you could filter on healthy, dying, or dead, which I will explain in a minute here, but we're going to filter on healthy. And Canary Status, healthy, dying, dead, and death clock, they both rely on an estimated return of capital metric that we track. And the way we do that is it's pretty straightforward. So we take how much the share price has dropped since the ETF first started trading, or the earliest price data that we have, and then how much the fund has paid out in distributions over that same time. So the equation is it's the annual price drop divided by the annual distributions equals an estimated ROC percentage. Now, if the price has gone down, we assume that the drop is mostly the fund paying back your own principal, giving you back your own money, essentially. And that is the erosion part. So this is our calculated estimate based on the distributions that are likely return of capital. It's the share price declined relative to the total payout since inception. So a Canary Status that is healthy is anything that has a ROC of less than 20%. And the death clock is the number of years that 50% of the NAV would erode if all conditions stayed the same. Now, this obviously fluctuates. We update this stuff every Monday morning, but that's why I like to do weekly videos and show you guys what is currently going on in the environment. So we filter on healthy, and we are going to look at a few different sorted columns here. Ignore X, Y, Z, Y. There's some sort of bug going on with that. So this is showing data that is not correct. But if we look at the columns below that, we'll get some good data here. So first thing I like to do is sort on the true income yield. And true income yield is the amount of income the fund is producing after you take out the destructive return of capital. So you can see top of the list here, PLTY, which is a yield max fund, true income yield, about 111%. The yield max NVIDIA fund, 68%. Then we have a Roundhill fund, NVDY, 53%. ProShares Ethereum ETF, about 50%. And then you can see the rest of the list here as we go down. So that is sorted on true income yield. And something else I like to sort on is the take-home cash return. So this is similar to the total return 1 year, but it factors in your tax obligation on the distribution portion. So if you're not worried about tax, if you're in some sort of retirement account, you could look at the total return 1 year. If you are using your distributions as income, or if you're in a taxable account, then you're going to want to pay attention to the take-home cash return. So we'll talk about this column. Like I said, ignore the first line there. We're fixing that on the back end. But if we're sorted on take-home cash return, you could see Yield Max GDXY. It's their gold miners ETF. Take-home cash return 65%. So what that's telling you is the total return plus the distributions, and then subtract your tax obligation from the distribution portion, which mine is currently set to 20%. So you could see GDXY take-home cash return 65%. Then you have Curve's Silver Fund year to date 62%, which silver is on an absolute tear right now, so that makes sense. We have Goop. It's another Curve fund, 44%. And on down the line we go. PLTY, That one is absolutely killing it right now. So take home cash return 33%. So these are just two of the ways you can filter healthy and then start sorting these different columns to find the healthiest funds of the week. So take a look at the top 10 healthy funds that YieldCanary are showing you. Do your own research. Like I said, the ROC is an estimate, but it is a pretty good estimate. And if you want to check out YieldCanary, you could get started for free, YieldCanary.com. And if you have any questions, leave them below in the comment. This is a tool that is very useful, but there is a learning curve to it. You have to understand what we're sorting on and the data that we're bringing in. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will get to each of them. But this is a list of the healthiest funds according to YieldCanary at the beginning/end of January 2026.